It's baseball at the Birdcage. Welcome, everybody, to University of Tampa baseball as the Spartans and the Rollins Tars will meet for doubleheader baseball action today. Hi, everybody. Jack Ike along with Taylor Stolworthy. Sunshine State Conference Baseball, the number one ranked Tampa Spartans leading the conference, and third place and 22nd ranked Rollins will meet today. Tampa comes in with a 14-2 conference record, 30-6 overall, first team in conference play to reach 30 wins. Rollins 13-6. They have 3 games in hand on the Spartans at the moment, 24-11 overall. It's going to be what could be a classic pitching matchup in the first game today. Skylar Gonzalez coming on for the Spartans. He is the reigning Division II National Pitcher of the Year, 4-1 this season, and he will be going against Nate Berger for Rollins, who is 8-1 and was just named the National Pitcher of the Week for his performance last week. So we're expecting an exciting game. Spartans won it yesterday in a blowout. 15-2 was the final score. Well, I think we're expecting a little bit less on the run production with 2 aces on the mound for this game today. Doubleheader, second game scheduled to be started at about 4 o'clock, but probably, as things work out, a little bit later than that. Starting lineups for today's game, as I mentioned, Skylar Gonzalez on the mound for Tampa. His battery mate is Santiago Garavito. Batting order for Rollins, they will start number 6, and that is Michael Fury. He is a junior from Orlando, Florida. Second up is number 23, and that is Joey Rubin, a junior from Charlton, Massachusetts. Number 12 is batting third, and that is Jesslyn Whitehead, a grad student from Orlando, Florida. Batting cleanup, number 11, Mason Wilson, a junior from Orlando, Florida. Batting fifth, number 51, that is Dalton Pizer, a grad student from Franklin, Tennessee. Batting sixth, number 8, and that is Corey Zintek, a grad student from Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. Batting seventh, number 34, Rob Buckley, a senior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Batting eighth is number 2, Jimmy Thies, a junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And batting ninth is number 5, Angelo Ramirez, a senior from Atlanta, Georgia. If you heard what I was saying there, juniors, seniors, grad students predominate this lineup for Rollins. Spartans defensively to start the game will have Gonzalez on the mound, Garavito at behind the plate. Cole Russo is at first base, Braden Woodburn at second. J.D. Urso will be playing third base today. Nico Saladino will be the shortstop. In the outfield, Jordan Williams, number 7, is in left. Maddox King in center field, and Lenny Ashby in right. Gonzalez is ready. The first pitch to Fury is on the way. We are underway with a ball a little bit low outside. Another sunsplash day here in Tampa. Cooler than it was last weekend when it was like 94 at game time. We are in the mid-70s today. I would say if you're a right fielder, be ready for action. Wind is blowing out of the north, which blows it over the right field fence and the scoreboard, and it's a pretty brisk wind today. Second pitch, check swing. They check it. He did not go around.
Yeah, that same goes to Woodburn and Russo. If there's a foul ball, that's going to go right to the Rollins bullpen, so they may need to get running pretty quickly. They've done a good job corralling foul balls this season, though.
It is 74 and sunny at game time. And the wind is 12 miles an hour out of the north, gusting up to almost 20 miles an hour. So it's a pretty strong wind, and the first batter gets a walk on a 3-1 pitch. Brings Joey Rubin to the plate. Sunshine State Conference play yesterday. The Spartans will maintain a 2-game edge over Florida Southern as Florida Southern at home beat Palm Beach Atlantic 7-5. Nova Southeastern held court on their field with an 8-5 win over St. Leo. Lynn, an 18-9 winner on the road at Embry-Riddle. And Florida Tech on the road, a 12-7 winner over Eckerd.
Yeah, that's an important win for the Mocs. They were trailing 5-1 at the start of the game, but were able to rally late. They've got one of the best offenses in all of D2, and they proved it tonight with that late explosion to surpass the Sailfish.
So Gonzalez goes 2-0, and Garavito out to the mound to talk to him. Just settle him down, get him focused. Probably my fault because I was talking to him yesterday, and I'm like, did you hear about the Jupiter Hammerheads on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
22 walks in a game? And he's like, are you kidding me? Garavito back behind the plate. Ruben waits. 2-0. Gonzalez fires. Call strike on the corner.
I also wonder, depending how windy it is, that might affect some of the sliders and the off-speed stuff, moving it a bit further to the right. I think the ball 4 pitch was a slider that missed outside.
Ground ball. Woodburn gets one. Relay. There's how you take care of it. A double play. The 4-6-3, and there's 2 outs in the first. Tailor-made for Braden Woodburn.
That's the duo the Spartans were very accustomed to seeing last year. Woodburn to Saladino to first. And that's a very efficient way to get 2 outs after that leadoff walk.
Umpires for today's game behind the plate, Gary Glover. And at first base is Kevin Flay. There's one hit foul. Third base coach backhanding it. That'll be an E10 as he bobbled it. Ahead on the count. Pitch to Whitehead. One hopper gets past her, so that heads down into the corner. Picked up quickly by Williams, and he holds him to a single. Nice job by Jordan Williams to cut that one off down the line and hold the speedy Whitehead, who leads the SSC in hitting, to just a single.
We've talked about Williams as a great speedster and a very good batter in terms of his excellent OPS and stolen base record. But he really is a 5-tool player because he's also great on defense. He's good at getting to fly balls, making good fielding plays, and his arm has held up runners multiple times in situations just like that. I'm not sure if he's had any outfield assists, mainly because people have been worried about his arm, but he's shown that he can get a quick relay throw in, and that's kept teams quieter on the base path, and that's very useful, especially in close matchups come postseason time when one run could be the difference, and it's better to keep someone at first rather than giving up a double.
Very short lead for Whitehead, and the pitch just missing to Wilson.
And when you compare Williams with King out in the outfield, the left field outfield becomes almost sort of not necessarily no man's land, but a dead zone for fly balls, because they both have the range to get to it and make it tricky for players to tag up.
A little bit inside. Gonzalez towing the rubber. Short lead for Whitehead. Like 2 steps at most. Now he takes a little bit. There he goes. And it's foul. He'll come back. Bounces off the Spartans dugout and rolls into left field. I know I was mentioning a short lead for Whitehead. Lou Brock, Baseball Hall of Famer, said the bigger the lead, the better chance you have of being caught because you're so worried about leaning back toward first base. So you don't need a huge lead. You just need a good jump. Shot up the middle. Tossing it across. It's good scoop by Russo to end the inning. Saladino had to kind of float that one because he was ranging behind second base, and one hopped it to Russo for the third out. We've played half an inning. No score. Spartans coming to the plate. They will send up Williams, Saladino, and Urso right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Shane, I usually like to go back once the catcher throws it to second. Otherwise, I'll let you know. Actually, let's go now. Bottom of the first inning we go. Spartans lineup will start with Jordan Williams leading off, number 19. He is a grad student from Odessa, Florida, by way of Florida State. Batting second is number 10, Nico Saladino, a senior from Valrico, Florida. Here's the first pitch from Berger, and everybody's got the book on Jordan Williams. Play in for the bunt. He laid down a beautiful bunt yesterday that just hugged the baseline, and by the time anybody got it, he was already past the base, turning around, coming back. Showing it again, pulls back. That's a call strike, 1-1. Batting third for the Spartans is number 11, J.D. Urso, a grad student from Tampa. Went to Plant High School. Played at Miami last year after spending time here in Tampa. Popped it up. That one is that's going to be in play. Shortstop coming over. That's Whitehead, and he makes the catch for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Batting fourth for the Spartans will be the cleanup hitter, number 2, Braden Woodburn, a junior from Winter Springs, Florida. Batting fifth, number 27, the DH. And that is Edgardo Villegas, a senior from Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. Batting sixth, number 33, Cole Russo, and he is a senior from Tampa. Batting seventh is the catcher, number 14, Santiago Garavito, a senior from Plantation, Florida. And a swing and a miss on that pitch. Batting eighth is number 73, Lenny Ashby, a senior from Aruba. And batting ninth, number 41, Maddox King, a sophomore from Tampa Catholic High School. Spartans are coached by Joe Urso. Associate head coach Sam Militello. Assistant coach is Jose Jimenez. And other assistant coaches are Daniel Mercado, Christopher Rosenbaum, Scott McDulty, Mark Johnson. Head coach for Rollins is John Sjogren. Associate head coach is Patrick Serba. And assistant coaches are Jim Newland and Chuck Schnall. Saladino with a home run. And the second batter of the game yesterday got the Spartans off and running when as Williams got on base. And then Saladino put one over the right center field wall. But he goes down swinging for the second out. Mentioned that Berger was the national pitcher of the week, a complete game shutout last week, of which he opened the game by walking the first two batters.
He hasn't walked anyone yet today, so.
He then got 3 up, 3 down and went on to a complete game shutout. And he's 8-1 on the year. Urso fouls it off.
It's an interesting strategy for Rollins to save Berger for the Saturday game. Mm-hmm. It kind of, I think, robs us of a potential matchup between the two best pitchers in the conference of Berger and Williams, though.
Urso on a fly back near the wall and making a catch just short of the warning track is Zintek, who actually moved from left field to right field for today's game. Spartans go 3 up, 3 down. We've played an inning, no score. Second inning coming up right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Top of the second we go. It'll be Pizer leading off for the Tars.
It wasn't a great day yesterday for Rollins, but Pizer did give them a 2-run home run in the matchup.
It was already pretty much out of reach by that time.
Yeah, it was after.
But he hit a bomb.
Yeah, I think it was after the Spartans had a 6-run bottom of the 7th and really extended their lead.
It was at least 13-0 when it was hit, yeah. Ball a little bit low, 1-1.
That was the lone hiccup in Braden Heidel's return, but it was great to see Heidel back on the mound yesterday, and wonder if he might have a bigger role for the Spartans now that he's healthy leading to the postseason.
I think so. That one's hit down the line, left field line. It's going to hit the screen and be foul. Actually, it fell just short of the track. Much too far for Jordan Williams to get to. So it's a 1-2 count. And the pitch. A little bit low. That's one thing to watch. That ball looked like it was going to go up on the screen in left field foul territory. And with the wind being out of the north, it may blow things that you think are going to go foul back into fair territory. 2-2. In the dirt, we go full.
Yeah, that might get in the way for some right-handed batters, and keep an eye out for players like Russo, or no, not Russo, for the Spartans, but like Urso, Karstetter. I imagine he'll probably get a pinch hit appearance later today as well. They usually hit it hard down the line, and the wind could get in the way.
There's a shot. King watches it bounce right in front of him. A base hit for Pizer. Solid single straight up the middle on a 3-2 pitch. We'll bring up Zintek, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Zintek, .313 average on the year. Seven batters in the Rollins lineup who are everyday players hitting above 300. That one's hit into right field, giving chases Ashby, but it's going to curve foul. Tampa, Florida Southern, Rollins. If you look at the individual pitching in the team pitching and the team hitting in the SSC, 1, 2, 3 in various orders, but they're the top 3 teams in those categories. Fouled off again. That one, Zintek just did enough to stay alive.
Yeah, not a surprise that 2 of the best teams have 2 of the best pitching and hitting records in the conference. Of course, the Mocs are also in that mix too. I think it's going to come down to Mocs and Spartans for the conference title, but each of these 3 teams I think is a really good shot at making it to carry North Carolina, and we know how Rollins can heat up in postseason time all too well.
Rollins took the Spartans out at the regional level 2 and 3 years ago. There's another shot up the middle. King, one hop, throws it back in. So back-to-back singles up the middle, and runners are at first and second, nobody out. Buckley, the DH, to the plate. .224 on the year. .324 on the year. I take that back. Swing and a miss. Well, after Rollins got a man on in the first inning, the Spartans turned 2 to shut them down. We'll see what happens here with runners at first and second and nobody out. Big gap between short and third right now. Ball a little bit low.
Gonzalez definitely gets more comfortable later in his outings. The first couple innings of his recent games have seen teams have some early success, but once he gets into a rhythm, once he gets locked in, he can become unhittable on just a switch, like a flip of a switch.
Ooh, nice bender, but it went too far inside, and Buckley laid off. 2-1. Thies on deck for Rollins. Nice swing and a miss. Good pitch by Gonzalez. And it's 2-2. The pitch. Low in the dirt, bounces away. Garavito corrals it quickly. Nobody moves up, but we're full count.
They've got Thies on deck. It's a righty-righty matchup, but I don't think you want the bases loaded and no one out.
I don't think anybody's looking for that defensively. 3-2 pitch. Down the line and foul. That was really hit high. Almost over the screen, but foul.
Yeah, you rarely see a ball go that deep and over the screen. Usually you'll see like a big pop-up in foul territory land on the Tampa campus or on the street out to the left-hand side of the field. That one was headed right to the soccer field.
And missed going out of over the fence by about 5 feet. 3-2 again. Look good, call third strike. Nice pitch by Gonzalez, one down, and Thies will come to the plate.
That could be one of the most important pitches of the game for Gonzalez. If that misses, the bases are loaded, and he has to work his way out of a bases loaded, no out jam. I'd have to force the Rollins Tars into a Noble Tiger, which is a funny abbreviation for no one on or no outs, bases loaded, end inning, no runs scored, something along those lines. It's a really funny baseball abbreviation. I see it all the time when a team has a big mess up.
Thies with a swing and a miss. He comes in with a 395 average. He was over 400 yesterday. Whitehead was at about 442 yesterday. He's at 430 now as the Spartans shut him down. C.J. Williams yesterday. Strike one pitch with one out now. That one's up the middle. It's going to fall in for a hit. Are they going to send him home? No, they're going to load the bases. 3 singles all right up the middle, all fielded by Maddox King on the first hop. One out sandwiched in between there, and now the bases are full. And it will bring Ramirez to the plate, who pinch hit yesterday.
That's just disciplined base hitting from Rollins. You know, they don't have to do anything too crazy. Don't need to rip it down the lines into the gaps. Set it up the middle and set the table, because in this situation, now if Ramirez gets under it, takes it to Ashby out in right field in an awkward spot, Rollins take their first lead of the series.
Gonzalez fires. Call strike outside corner. Well, you mentioned that first out was big. This is another big out the Spartans need. If they can get the 6-4-3, we'll see what happens. And here's the ground ball to shortstop. There's the 6. There's the 4. There's the 3 to get out of the inning. Nice job by the Spartans with the bases loaded. They get the double play, and Rollins does not score. We played an inning and a half. No score. Tampa coming to bat in the bottom of the second on TampaSpartans.tv. We head to the bottom of the second. Double plays have been the friend of the Tampa Spartans in the first 2 innings today. Double play got him out of the first inning, and a bases-loaded double play just ended the top of the second. Leading off here in the bottom of the second for Tampa will be Braden Woodburn, the cleanup hitter.
We've seen Woodburn already do a great job in the middle infield, him and Saladino combining in the first inning and in the second inning to stop Rollins' momentum right in their tracks.
That's a solid shot hitting right in front of the left fielder. That one froze Ramirez. He didn't know whether to keep coming in or wait, and he kind of got caught in no man's land. It falls in front of him. He kind of blocked it like a goalie and holds Woodburn to a single.
Yeah, that was right to Ramirez, but it was that sort of interesting situation where it's like, okay, it's headed right towards me. Wait a minute, that's going down a little bit faster than I think it is.
Yeah. The toughest ball to play as an outfielder is when it comes right at you. You don't have the depth perception, and your first step can really get you in trouble if you think it's going over and you find it's in, or the worst one is when you think it's coming in and it goes over. Yeah,
that's happened to me in intramural softball a couple times. Not a very good defensive outfielder myself.
They put you in right field then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. Now, is it partially because I have a rod in my back that prevents me from being super fast? Yes. Is it also because I'm afraid of a ball being hit right at me? Also yes.
Yes.
Did I have an over 200 average? Surprisingly, yes.
You're above the Mendoza line. Brewer broadcaster Bob Bucher, who passed away this winter, said he was a 200 lifetime hitter, and he said that way the expectations were never too high.
Exactly.
Just
Shane can definitely back me up for playing bad defense in the outfield. He's running the show today. We were part of the same intramural softball team. He's really good out of left field, though, for defense.
I heard, Shane, that you did not renew Taylor's contract after the season.
It was partially graduation and also, partially performance-based.
Ball outside. Woodburn looking like he wanted to run, comes back, but forced Wilson to come out of the crouch. Three balls, one strike. Villegas waits. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Against a strong righty like Berger, it's smart for the Spartans to stack the lineup with left-handed batters, and Villegas, who's kind of in and out of the lineup, gets another chance today.
He's coming off an injury. 326 on the year, but he gets the walk, and Woodburn slides into second. Runners now first and second, so the Spartans with some base runners and nobody out.
Yeah, when it comes to sort of the Spartans finally shuffling Villegas back in, but it also means there's going to be someone out of the lineup, and for us, the surprise is to see Kevin Carstetter coming off the bench. But that just, I think, speaks to Tampa's depth. When one of the best third basemen in the Sunshine State Conference is like our second-string player. Like, that is just how strong this Tampa team is. And whenever we need Carstetter come in, he'll just go in and give us a couple RBIs.
Oh, Russo showing bunt. I did talk to Kevin before the game, and he says, I trust Coach. We've got some players coming back, and he said Villegas has to DH because he still has some knee issues. So you're right. They have to shuffle to get going, but it's nice to have a 326 hitter on the bench waiting to come in. Fouled off.
Yeah, it's that DJ Khaled quote, kind of suffering from success. Just you have so many players, someone's going to be unlucky.
This is a loaded team.
And you got also Valdez and Griffith, who've mainly been like the reserve outfielders this season after Valdez was our strongest batter last year.
Yeah. Swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Those are some powerful swings from Russo.
Yeah, he's looking for the opposite approach of Rollins. He wants to take one deep.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the second, no score. In the dirt, 2-2. Berger in the stretch, 2-2. That one is hit out into center field, going back, way back near the wall on the track, and making the catch is Fury. Woodburn tags, goes to third. That was hit about the deepest spot of the ballpark, and that's what kept it in.
Yeah, I think that's hit a bit to the left, bit to the right. That probably is a little bit harder for Fury to make the play, who's been very busy so far. He had a lot of big catches he had to make on Friday, and I think for the most part he made a ton of those plays too. Yep. And that time has to get all the way to the wall to make that catch.
So one out, does move a runner up, and brings Garavito to the plate. Low in the dirt. The pitch. That one is hit out into left center field, but Fury had him played. He didn't catch it, no, and that'll bring Woodburn in. He dove and bounced off his mitt, and heading all the way to third is Villegas, and the Spartans take a 1-0 lead. Fury did everything he could to catch that one, dove, and it just popped. I don't know if it hit right in front of him, but came bouncing away from his mitt, allowing Woodburn to score.
Yeah, I think the big thing there is that the run was scoring no matter what. He wouldn't have been able to stand up and fire a throw to home. It dropping just allows Villegas to make it to third safely instead of having to hold up at first. And shout out Villegas in the base path. He's still recovering from that little leg injury he's had, but he looked fast there running around.
Rollins had him played well because Fury was playing to the left field side of center field, but it just went too far left field. Brings Lenny Ashby to the plate. Runners at first and third again. One out, one in. High fly ball. Fury waits. Comes in. That should bring the second runner in, and they concede it. The Spartans take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, two nice fly balls in a row in a situation where you've got a runner on third. You want to take it to the outfield if you have to sacrifice an out. Garavito's ball dropped just in front of Fury. Ashby didn't get as lucky. His is an out, but he won't mind because now it's 2-0 Spartans.
Brings the 9-hitter to the plate, Maddox King. He had a 3 or 4 really good defensive play. There's one in the gap. That may bring another run in. Fury able to cut it off, though. That's going to put runners at second and third with 2 out. Solid double for King. So I tell you what, the aces of the staff are getting roughed up early in this game. Spartans have been helped by the double play, not so much for Rollins.
Yeah, Tampa, kind of the opposite of Rollins. They're hitting very well in these clutch spots, while Rollins is doing better at setting the table.
Yeah, Rollins with three base hits up to center.
Yeah, the difference is, however, Tampa was able to lock in to get out of the jam. With traffic on the base path, hasn't been the same level of success for Berger, and that's going to lead to a team conference on the mound here. The infielders also joining them. So we're back to the top of the order with the automatic double.
Yes.
I think that's a pretty fun nickname.
You know, I told him that. I saw him before the game. I said, I'd come up with a nickname for you. And he said, well, what is it? And I said, I call you the automatic double. And he goes, oh, I love that. I said, hey, it's true. I said, automatic double, sometimes triple.
I think the big question will be whether Williams wins Conference Player of the Year, maybe if it's someone like Whitehead or the star player for the Mocs, because I think we got three superstars, I think, on each of our teams that have very good reasoning and great resumes behind them to try to win the award. The elite speed and overall balance of Williams, Whitehead with his over 400 batting, and I forget the name of the Mocs player, but he's been one of the best power hitters in all of D2 as well, so I'm pretty sure he had a very good weekend against us.
So with 2 outs, Williams at the plate. Popped it up, though. Do they have a chance? It's going backwards and falls into the stands right in front of us. Williams popped up to start the game for the Spartans. Williams didn't even look to swing there and took a ball high and outside. One ball, one strike. Runners on second and third. Two already in here in the bottom of the second. The pitch. Just missing high outside. 2-1. Williams with a good eye. .55 stolen bases. He's also walked 16 times. Ball outside, 3-1.
Saladino's on deck, and he would not be a much better player to face with the bases loaded. He lacks some of the power that Williams has, but he's a very, very scrappy player. He knows how to poke balls into the gap and convert in a spot like this, and he's going to get a chance.
That's your situation, yeah. We have been spot on with our analysis today.
You know, we have good days and bad days.
We just don't mention it on bad days.
Yeah, we do our best not to, at least.
Yes. Bases full. Rollins had this as well. Spartans got a double play to get out of the inning. Rollins does not need a double play. They need an out. Saladino, ground ball, second base, scooped up, and they do get out of the inning. Spartans do, plate 2, and we played 2, and it is Tampa 2, Rollins nothing on TampaSpartans.tv. Okay. Cruising along to the third inning. Tampa now up 2-0. This is what they did yesterday as well. Took a 2-zip lead, though that was after 2 batters. This is after 2 innings. It'll be the top of the order. Fury, Rubin, Whitehead. Spartans have benefited in both the first and second by double plays to get out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's what I think Gonzalez is really focused on in those tough jams, just getting weak contact and letting the defense work behind him. And, you know, he's not going to get every single batted ball to be an out. Rollins have gone a few singles past him, but his defense able to back him up in the most important moment with the bases loaded.
Rollins with 4 base hits, but the 3 of them in the first inning were just solid singles back up the middle. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout. Second strikeout of the day for Gonzalez. And it will bring Rubin to the plate. Rubin hit into that double play. Back in the first. Looks at a strike there. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Ground ball heading out towards short. Cut off by Urso at third. Long gun, and he got him. Nice job by J.D. Urso. Thought that was going to get out all the way to short, which would have probably been a base hit.
Yeah, Urso, he's been known for his great arm at shortstop and very easy switch to third base to utilize that perfect throw there, Not easy. He just stood up after a nice sliding grab. Still got it to first base with plenty of time to spare.
So 2 outs now. Whitehead to the plate. He had a base hit back in the first. And he'll have a little conference with his coach. And now they're actually asking for the umpire to come out and get part of the discussion. Not sure what this is about. Because Whitehead now is, he's stepping in.
I think he was just getting a little bit of extra just kind of advice or notes. I'd imagine it's the head coach over on the third base line.
I think it's Coach Sjogren, yes.
Yeah. I imagine that maybe saw something in Gonzalez's motion that he wanted to see if he could take advantage of.
Maybe so, yeah. I've never seen anything unique about Skylar's motion. Fly ball heading out toward center. Maddox King drifting back and to the left, and he makes a nice catch in the outfield to end the inning. So they go 3 up, 3 down. First of the game for Rollins, or for Skylar Gonzalez. We played 2.5, still 2-0 Tampa. We move on TampaSpartans.tv. Bottom of the third, Tampa on top, 2-0. They will send up Urso, Woodburn, Villegas. We're just talking between innings here at the Spartan men's basketball team's holding a camp over at the gym right now. Urso, it's a foul, with high school kids, and a person who attends a lot of the Spartans games, played here years ago, said he used to coach JD in middle school, high school, and he said, what one heck of a point guard. Said he told him he should have put his efforts into basketball, not baseball. But I think someone else got in his ear too, though.
Yeah, and someone else with, I think, a little more influence. Because not only is he a coach, he's also got a pretty close ties to that guy, too.
Yeah.
Only has his numbered retire down in right field. Do you think the 11 will join the 7 out in right field eventually?
Not sure. I'm trying to think what other numbers might go up there. Whoa! JD swinging a long bat at ball. Or just a long bat. That one made it all the way to third base.
Yeah, I was about to say he was about to send his bat to the wall.
Now I was trying to think what might be the next number. to go up there. Possibly Drew Earhart would be a possibility, a suggestion.
Yeah, it does depend how strong Woodburn kind of continues his Spartans career, though, because do you pick the legacy of Earhart? Do you pick maybe Woodburn if he gets a second ring? I mean, probably lean towards Earhart, of course. He's got some career records throughout his Spartans tenure.
Swing and a miss. JD goes down. So 1 out, and the aforementioned Braden Woodburn to the plate, wearing the Drew Earhart number.
He's really fulfilled that role in the lineup, too. A longtime second baseman. He filled in for Stephen Klein last year at first, and yesterday he filled in at center field for 2 innings.
Yeah. We just need him to catch. I know Drew did that, too. And played third.
Pretty sure Earhart's doing a lot of catching in the Red Sox farm system. I know he's in high A or maybe double A still with them.
Down the line, but cruising foul. Can we have our intern check? I know it's the weekend, but I know the intern's on call.
Can confirm he's with the Portland Sea Dogs.
And that is at what level?
Double A.
Okay.
He had a
ground ball, stopped by Whitehead, cross-body throw, pulls the runner, or pulls the first baseman off the bag. Pizer tries to pick it up, but Woodburn will get to second on the throwing error. That was a tough throw by Whitehead because he is moving laterally across the infield, and then you have to kind of gauge that throw. It's kind of like a quarterback trying to hit a runner while you're rolling out. You have to know to throw it not where you're going to end up, but where you were when you threw it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some of the Spartans' defense making those good throws kind of look easy, but, you know, it's difficult to get on a target, and even players like Urso and Saladino sometimes don't get it cleanly on target. I know this year Russo's done a great job of scooping things up when there's a couple of bouncers.
That one was well wide of the bag, though. Pizer had no choice but to come off the bag, and even then he didn't get it. So Woodburn on second, Villegas at the plate.
They did award that as a hit, I believe, for Woodburn, weirdly. They did add an error onto the scoreboard, I think, but...
I think a hit with an error? That was a blooper. That might fall. No, Whitehead backing up. And he makes the over-the-shoulder catch for the out. 2 down now. I might have called that a hit with an error.
Yeah, that's what it looks like the stats team did. I personally wouldn't, as the throw would be offline.
Well, he got to second because of the throw, but I think he was going to beat the throw anyway.
Yeah, it was going to be a close play. That's the question kind of when you're keeping the stat. Was he going to beat the throw?
Right.
If so, then, yeah, you can give him the hit. But if not, the error is what puts him aboard. But it does put him in scoring position. Guarantee on that play is there is an error.
Cole Russo to the plate. Now, if that was the first hit of the game, you might say, hey, he had a no-hitter going. Call it an error. 2-base error. But that was hit number 4 for Tampa. Trying to push another run across. That one's fouled back. Oh-2 pitch, 2 outs, man on second. Here's the pitch from Berger. Low in the dirt, heading to third. They're not going to throw down, and Woodburn slides in. That one bounced away from Wilson, and by the time he picked it up, Woodburn had already made the jump.
Yeah, at this stage, you know, he was going to reach safely. Don't worry about risking the throw and doing too much on that play.
1-2 now. Fly ball heading out to left field, backing up a little bit is Ramirez. Now waiting, and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. Spartans get a man on third, but do not get him in. We played 3 full, 2-0. Tampa on top of Rollins on TampaSpartans.tv. to have surgery. Top of the fourth inning we go. Spartans on top 2-0. And to take you through 4, 5, 6, Mr. Taylor Stolworthy.
Thank you, Jack. And we are ready to resume the action in the top of the fourth. The Spartans were able to generate a little bit of offense in the bottom of the third, but Berger kept them quiet as what is a pretty highly anticipated pitcher's duel continues. Wilson takes strike one on the outside corner, slider clipping past the zone. Gonzalez has given up 4 hits, a walk, and has struck out 2 in his first 3 scoreless innings.
And he gave up 3 hits on the first 4 hitters. So he's settled down.
Yeah, certainly has. I think it was back in the second inning where the bases got loaded, and with 1 away, wasn't no outs, he then got out of the jam with a 4-6-3 double play. That one's crushed to left center field. Tracking back is King. He gets it at the warning track, falls a few feet short. If that was about 10 feet over to the left, might have forced a jumping play by King. 1 away to start the inning.
I thought that was over the yellow line.
Wilson has double-digit home runs this season. Can't get his 12th just yet, though, thanks to that nice catch. Here comes Pizer, who went yard yesterday.
And look at the shift the Spartans put on for him. They actually put 3 on the first base side of second base. J.D. Urso on his own.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Gonzalez getting ahead.
And now notice when they go 0-2, J.D. Urso even more rotating to a deep shortstop.
And that's to make sure,
On the
because
grass.
with 2 strikes, Pizer wouldn't try to send a bunt down the left-hand side. He'll whiff at that slider on the outside corner for strike 3. 2 away, 3rd strikeout for Gonzalez. But, when you're facing a pretty aggressive shift early in the at-bat, square up for a bunt, send it down the line, and see if you can beat the throw. And that turns out to be a pretty effective strategy more often than not.
I don't know if Gonzalez wasn't wasting one or Pizer, it was close enough that he had to go at it, but it was outside and he swung and missed.
Up the middle will be a tricky play for Saladino, just under the diving reach. So good hitting up the middle that time around from Zentek. He gets his 2nd of the day. 1 aboard for the Rollins with 2 outs.
That's their 4th single that's gone right back up the middle today.
And they've done a good job sort of playing those up the middle today. Really putting Saladino and Woodburn to the test. Now Gonzalez is over 50 pitches, trying to get out number 3. Tipped, strike 1. Buckley went down looking back in the 2nd inning. His strike came on a 2-seamer that clipped the inside corner, preventing the bases from getting loaded. Runner goes. Hit to 3rd. Ooh. That's well through the hole for Urso and Saladino. Runners at the corners with 2 away, as there was no reason for Zentek to stop at 2nd. Now, was Saladino pulled to second base on the steal attempt?
A little bit, yeah.
So that definitely pulled him out of position to make the play. Heads up, hit and run.
J.D. Urso doing a nice bit there when he knew they weren't going to get the player at third. He pointed to Jordan Williams and said, take it to second. One thing you don't want is for both runners to be in scoring position.
Yeah, especially since Buckley now represents the tying run of the game. First run of the board, sitting 90 feet away. Here's Thies back at the plate. Strike 1 went to the inside corner. I think that's the slider. I don't think it's like a cutter. Seems a little slow for that. Gonzalez hits the high 80s on his fastball, I believe.
I think they had him in 89-92 last week.
Wonder if he'll be given a little bit more velo in this at-bat. Almost hits him, just missing inside, 1-1. Thies singled back in the 2nd. His hit loaded the bases. Down low, 2-seamer just drifting below the plate. I don't think it's his 4-seamer. Has a little bit more pronounced break and sinking action. That's always a great way to kind of generate ground balls. A very good 2-seamer. Here's the 2-1. Sent to deep center field. King tracking back. He's got enough room, though. Outmade, inning over. Gonzalez with another escape, stranding 2 Rollins base runners. Their 5th stranded runner of the game keeps the Spartans in front 2-0, and it'll be Ashby, Garavito, and King due up. Not in that order. It's Garavito, Ashby, then King. We'll be right back. Garavito leads off for the Spartans. He'll be facing off against Berger again, who's completing his 4th inning on the mound. The ace of the Rollins staff gave up 2 runs back in the 2nd. Has kept the Spartans quiet since. Given up less hits than Skylar Gonzalez, too. They've conceded similar amounts of base runners, as that's foul, 1-1. He pulls away for a strike. I'm not sure if Garavito was trying to call time and he didn't get it. Here comes the 1-2 now.
Because he didn't even have the bat cocked and ready.
Not a great way to go down to the count. And he'll send this one foul to keep the at-bat going. One-two on the way. Fastball just missing high. Garavito was responsible for one of the Spartan runs earlier, back in the 2nd inning. He picked up an RBI. Ashby, who's on deck, had a sac fly RBI. Hit to third. Picked up on a diving play by Whitehead. Nope, not Whitehead. The other third baseman, Thies. And his throw not scooped up cleanly by Pizer. Great hustle by Garavito to get aboard. I think that'll be another potential error. And this time, Garavito doesn't get the hit on top of it.
I noticed Thies, if you can see him over at third base, is in a little pain. He came up limping. Maybe when he went down, he turned his ankle a little bit, and he's trying to stretch out a little.
Yeah, I can see.
Cramped, maybe?
They are maybe just rubbed up against the turf the wrong way, too. He might, of course, Tampa Field a couple years ago made the change from grass to turf. And dirt to turf, of course, in the infield, too. And if you're not as accustomed to playing there, that can lead to a little more, I think, awkward interactions with body parts on sliding plays like that. Oh. Ashby crushes this one. It is gone. See ya. A 2-run shot, and I think that cleared the netting. I did not see that land back onto the field. That one might be rolling into Morsani Hall as we speak as the Spartans take a 4-0 lead.
There was no ball that bounced back.
It did go far enough to clear the 100-foot netting. I see some passerbys outside
go over there while you're doing this.
Yeah, I might as well once we reach the 7th inning. Wonder if someone finds the baseball first.
Yeah.
Maybe it landed on that little balcony behind the scoreboard. Here's a little secret kind of forbidden tip for Spartan students. Climb up onto that little ledge and you get a free view of the baseball field.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Spartan students get in free for events, so You don't need to worry about watching events for free here. You can always come
But
down to the
if you
baseball
like to sit
field.
in the outfield bleachers, that's your spot.
Yep. Less bleachers, but more scoreboard. It gives you the same view as bleachers. King will follow it up with a single of his own. A line drive right past Whitehead. 1 on, no one out. 3 back-to-back base runners for the Spartans. For Ashby, his home run was number 2 of the season. He's not been the most egregious power threat this year for the Spartans. He's averaged about a 400 on-base percentage, though. He knows how to get on board as we continue here in the bottom of the 4th. Jack's going to head out to try to get that baseball before a different fan does. See if that could be a souvenir. Maybe we trade it in for a snow cone at the Tampa concession stand. Unfortunately, we don't serve snow cones. No team I worked with before did serve snow cones, I think, and stuff, where you'd get a foul ball, bring it in, and get some food for free. 0-1 count. The bunt goes foul by Jordan Williams. Pickoff throw. Safe is King at first base. That's going to be bunted right to the third baseman. Thies has a clean throw this time. Running to third because the base is empty is King. Great vision on the base path. Normally the sacrifice bunt would only put King at second, but he saw that Whitehead didn't cover for Thies at the hot corner when Thies ran in to get the ball. He says, thank you very much. Makes it to scoring position. Nice job by Williams to set the table for Saladino. If Saladino gets under this one, he would make it a 5-0 Spartans lead. Rollins do have a left-hander stretching in the bullpen. Infield playing shallow for the Tars. 0-1. Fouled back still. 0-2. Missing, it's 1-2. Still 1 out, so unless it was a double play, a Saladino out wouldn't end the inning. He's hoping, however, to keep the Spartans' momentum going. 4 productive plays in a row as the count goes 2-2. Williams did have the first out of the inning, but advances King all the way to third. The 2-2's popped up. This one won't escape the infield. Whitehead makes the catch 2 away. So that's not the type of out you want there because it doesn't give you a chance to advance via sacrifice. Here comes J.D. Urso back to the plate. First pitch from Berger. Almost gets hit. 1-0 to J.D. Urso. Oh and 2. One more strike, and Berger would get out of the jam. His pitch count still under 70. I'd imagine that he'd make it back out there for the 5th inning, should he get the final out right here. They do have someone warming up in the bullpen still, in case they need it. Line drive into right center field. That's dropped by Furry. Almost made a nice sliding catch. Urso strolls into second, a standing double. And it is 5-0 Spartans. There was no reason for King to wait at third because there was 2 outs. And he would have tagged up and eventually scored, as that would have dropped anyway. Here comes Woodburn. 2 away. Runner at second. Unlucky for Berger. Almost got out of the jam. He'll have to try again. Berger checking on the runner. First pitch, strike one. Good location to open the at-bat against Woodburn. Woodburn's had a stellar day with 2 hits so far. They are giving that previous play as, I don't think a hit, but they didn't give an error either. And that's certainly not a fielder's choice, so I have to wait and see what the scoreboard people say. Our live stats people say it was a hit, so I'll just take their word for it. A nice double by J.D. Urso. As the count goes, 0-1. Oh, strike 3. It was an 0-2 count, and Woodburn goes down looking. The side is retired. Berger gives up 3 runs on 3 hits. Notably, that Ashby 2-run shot was a big run-scoring play in the inning, but he does strand 1 as he exits the game, entering the top of the 5th. A brand new inning getting under the way. Ramirez leads off for the Tars. I'm Taylor Sorley, joined by Jack Ike. We've got Shane Patania running the show today from the U Tampa Baseball Stadium. Ball 1, missing outside. Ramirez hit into a double play with the bases loaded earlier in the game. He now has the bases empty against Skylar Gonzalez. Rollins has a lefty warming up in the bullpen. 5-0 Spartans lead. And that's going to be a nice hit by Ramirez to make up for the double play earlier. He'll start as a base runner. Gonzalez has been hit around quite a bit today, but has escaped every single tough spot he's been in. Third time through the order, Fury stepping up to the plate. I do wonder if Gonzalez would return for the 6th, or if Urso would start the long ride through the bullpen at the end of this inning. Rollins seems to have gotten a good hold of Gonzalez's arsenal today. That one, not going to be a double play, out of reach of Urso. Would have been a double play ball if he made the snag. 2-1, no one out for the Spartans. Their defense will be put to the test again. Furry gets his first hit. Here comes Rubin. Try to equalize. The Tars are going to need a big inning. Fouled away. 0-1 now to Rubin. Rubin hit into a double play back in the first inning. Had a ground out back in the third inning. That misses down low. That'll bring the count to, I believe, 1-1. Had the opening strike against Rubin. But now Rubin gets back into the fight. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And Ruben behind in the count. That's hit foul. Still 1-2. Two strikes, two base runners. King Gonzalez gets strikeout number 4, or will there be a ball in play? I could see a bit of action. Strike 3, got him in the low corner. Perfect spot for the fastball. 1 away. And that opens up a double play opportunity again for the Spartans. They are no stranger to the double play. They've turned 2 so far today. Tricky thing is Jesslyn Whitehead, the heart of the Tars offense, is now at the plate. Singled in the first, flew out in the third. Runners go. Popped up to center field. They are going to have to run back if King gets to this one. He won't. It's gone. See ya. 3-run shot for Jesslyn Whitehead. Hits that over 400 feet to the center field wall, and the Tars are back in the fight. Only a matter of time before Whitehead got something going this weekend. That puts his home run tally to 4 on the season, as he stays over a 400 batting average. He's hitting 430 entering today, as the count is even for Wilson. Hit to third, won't be able to have back-to-back jacks, but it slips past J.D. Urso. Wilson thinks better of the double, as that is a nice throw from Williams back into the infield. That'll be the first Spartan error of the game. Unfortunate for J.D., just slipped by him. Pizer with the tying run at the plate. Swing and a miss. Pizer goes down 0-1 with the swing. Line drive into left center field. That could drop as a blooper. No, Saladino tracks back. Here's the throw all the way across the diamond. He got him. Wow. Saladino with a Hail Mary pass doubles up Wilson on the base path on an incredible play. Wilson was halfway to second and a little bit further because he was expecting that to drop as a blooper. Didn't make the catch. Wilson, with basically a no-look throw behind the back, somehow gets it on one hop into the waiting arms of Cole Russo to retire the side. 3-run shot will be back in the bottom of the 5th, and I think Jack did find Ashby's home run baseball. We'll be right back. So here we go with a brand new inning. Villegas leads off for the Spartans. He'll take on a new pitcher. Now in the game, it's Ryan Murphy, the 21. He gets a call from the Rollins bullpen. Murphy has been a frequent game 3 starter for the Tars. 13 appearances, 4 starts, 32 innings, 32 strikeouts. He'll get a probably slightly longer bullpen stint today. Imagine they'd want him to go 2, maybe 3 innings. That's going to be a 1-1 count to Villegas. Jack is back with us in the booth.
Yeah.
And he found the Lenny Ashby home run ball.
I was told it hit about 20 feet up on the fence. It didn't clear it. And then just came straight down and then popped on the other side of the fence. That's why we didn't see it back on the field. It was just to the left of the scoreboard near that pole.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's it.
Makes sense. I mean, it should be. It's got the SSC logo on it.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was hit pretty well.
Yeah. It's not lopsided, but it got smacked.
Yeah. Even with metal bats, I know it's hard to really hit the cover off a baseball. Ashby got about as close as you could as the count goes full for Villegas.
I'll take it down there and see if he wants it at the end of the game. You said it was his second of the year?
Second of the season. And it came at a huge time against one of the
right
Sunshine
now?
State Conference's best arms. Strike 3. Villegas was ready for ball 4. He tossed the bat aside. He'll have to pick it up on his way back to the dugout. Another lefty for Murphy to face, Cole Russo. They've got Garavito on deck. Smart move to the lefty for this part of the order. The final line score for Berger over 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. There were 2 errors by the Tars during his tenure on the mound, so that's why not every single player ended up counting towards his ERA. Ball 1 missing inside to Russo. Tampa did concede their first runs of the game on a Whitehead home run in the previous inning. Now notice how the infield's playing pretty far apart. The second baseman has got a bit of a shift. That's not going to be enough, though, as Russo hits that into the gap. Nice catch by Zentek, preventing extra bases. That was close to getting to the wall, but he ranges, dives, and says, look what I found.
We're seeing some pretty good outfielding over this weekend so far. Turning outfielding into a verb.
Yeah, both teams with some good plays. This time it's Rollins making a great defensive stop. Got a feel for Russo. Perfectly hit that down the line. 2 outs for Santiago Garavito. He got aboard via error in the 4th. 0-1.
He's been responsible for 2 Spartan runs, drove one in and scored one.
A good day so far for Garavito as the count goes 1-1. He'll be hoping to keep up the good work against Murphy with Ashby on deck. This could be a pinch hit placement, though, for the Spartans, too, if they want to bring a righty to the plate, maybe Valdez, as that goes 1-2 on the count. Would be early for a pinch hitter, but if Garavito got into scoring position, I wouldn't be disagreeing with the call there. See if he could extend the advantage. Only a 2-run Spartan lead. Ashby is going to get some warm-up swings. And that play will likely end the inning. Picked up at third by Thies. Throw is just in time. Good hustle by Garavito. Out by a step. 5-3 Spartans lead in this important Game 2 matchup of the Sunshine State Conference Weekend Series. So here we go with a brand new inning. Zentek ready to go as Gonzalez continues on the mound, potentially looking to complete a quality start. He'll face off against the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the order. There is a lefty on deck. I wonder maybe if someone like Stefuk is warming up in the bullpen to potentially maybe get the mid-inning call. Strike one from Skyler. Fouled away. 0-2 now. Wonder if he'll go back to a slider or maybe go inside this time around. Popped up. Woodburn going way back. He'll pull away as King makes the catch. Every outfielder could have gone to that one, but King gets out number one. Here comes Buckley. Good first out here for Gonzalez. Pitch count now at 73. Ball one, missing down low for Buckley. Buckley singled back in the fourth inning. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And that one's taken deep to left field by Buckley. At the wall and over the wall. See ya! Ashby was ready to try to make a leaping catch. He would need a rocket or a jetpack to try to get that one. Second home run of the day for Rollins. Buckley makes it 5-4. That is the second home run of the year for Rob Buckley. He's got around a .500 slugging percentage this season. That number will put him even closer to it. They were trailing 5-0, but 2 home runs have given Rollins an immediate response that have made this a more competitive ball game. The right-hander Thies back to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Ball one missing just inside, 1-0. One and one. That'll end the potential hope for a Gonzalez quality start, but 2 more outs would mean he exits through 6 innings and keeps the Spartans in front. That was the 10th hit of the day for the Tars. As the count goes 1-2, I think that was tipped backward behind Garavito. The 1-2. Missing outside. Wanted to paint the corner with his fastball. Couldn't. 2-2. That's going to miss 3-2. Swing and a miss. The payoff pitch gets a big whiff, and down goes Ramirez. 2 away in the top of the 6th. Well, here comes Ramirez, as that was Thies going down swinging. That is a big second out of the inning. Strike one, hitting the outside part of the plate. Strike two on a swing and a miss. Ramirez singled last time. Can he stay alive? Up the middle. Gonzalez gets it. Bobbled, lost his glove, still has time to make the throw. Russo almost performing a split to get the final out. He's got a magnet in his glove over at first base, it feels like. I don't think he's missed a throw his way all day. That'll do it for the 6th inning. Buckley makes it a one-run game, 5-4 Spartans at lead. Gonzalez, good job to battle through 6. Here comes Ashby, ready to go. First pitch, driven into the gap. Welcome back to Tampa Spartans TV. Murphy stays on the mound and gets out number 1. Ashby, King, Williams due up as we resume. King ready to go. The sophomore is 2 for 2 today as we continue the inning. Ramirez, however, got to that Ashby fly ball in time. Strike 1 in the outside corner for Murphy. We've seen Rollins start with their bullpen, and I think Tampa won't be too far behind. We mentioned earlier that Tampa's had 5 lefties active this season from the bullpen, compared to just 4 righties from the bullpen. Obviously not including C.J. Williams and Jake Stipp, who have been everyday starters over the weekend series. And it'll be Stipp on game 2 for the Spartans. Hit through the hole. Is that hit number 3? Yes, it is. King, 3 for 3 today.
He's having a good weekend at the plate and in the field. Really been called into action to play center field for Tampa.
He's made some good catches so far. Couldn't get to the home run from the previous inning by Buckley. That was just over his head. 1 away now. Here comes Jordan Williams. The automatic double ready to go.
Batting righty this time.
Yep, he is a switch batter, so he can go to the left or right depending on the arm of the man on the mound. Pickoff throw. King is safe. Pizer looks a little disappointed. He thought he had the out. Williams always dangerous no matter what side of the plate he's using. Another pickoff throw. King safe again. Worried about the base stealing threat. They've got every right to be. Tampa as a team have attempted nearly 130 stolen bases this year. They've been successful 106 times.
King only has 3. No, I take that back. He has, 3.
And he's surprisingly not been as active, but he is one of the faster players on this team. He's got great range out in center field.
4 stolen bases caught twice, so he's not a huge threat. But like you said, the team is.
King stays put. And well, now he's moving to second as that gets into left field. Another hit from Jordan Williams sets the table for Nico Saladino. Rollins are trusting in Murphy to go the distance. They don't have anyone stretching or tossing yet. Here comes the heart of the Spartans' order. Saladino to get started, and the infield, I think, making a very slight shift over to the right. They're not holding Williams super aggressively. This is a situation where the Spartans could try a double steal.
But it's also one I would think Rollins would not want him to get too big a lead because they're only down 1.
Exactly.
So they are trying to chase him back.
Ooh, that one hit off the helmet of Saladino. That'll load the bases. That just missed.
That ended up going about 100 feet in the air.
The good news is it directly hit the helmet, so that gives a bit of protection for Saladino. There's a rule in NPB that I think really should, it's a no-nonsense rule that I think should definitely be brought over to the States for MLB and college baseball. It's the dangerous pitch hit-by-pitch rule, where if you hit a batter in the head, no matter what, you're ejected.
Really?
Even if the intent wasn't there, like that time, you'd still get ejected just to incentivize, being careful where you throw the baseball.
Now you said NPB?
Nippon Professional Baseball.
Make sure people know what you're talking about, as opposed to MLB.
Pacific and Central League for Japanese baseball, but that is a rule that exists there. If you hit someone in the head, you're gone.
Regardless.
Yep. And that's just for player safety, and it makes sense. Can be unlucky if you start the game and you accidentally plunk a guy at the head, because then your bullpen's going to have a lot of work.
It'll be a short stint, yeah. Speaking of short stints, since I'm the king of insignificant sports trivia, Robin Yount, Hall of Famer, Milwaukee Brewers, his brother, I can't remember his first name, was a pitcher in the Astros organization. His major league debut, he came onto the mound, was warming up, and hurt his arm and had to be taken out, and that was his major league debut and his major league career.
Not good.
No.
Hate it when that career-ending injury comes before you even have a career to begin with.
Exactly.
The first baseman staying close. Everyone else back in double play depth as the count goes 0-2 to J.D. Urso.
It's coming back to me now with Larry Yount.
Urso doubled back in the fourth. He brought home a run. The righty will be hoping to take the ball to the outfield to extend the Spartans' lead. They only are in front by 1. Good pickup by the catcher. Ball 1 missing outside. Tampa's 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Big hole between third and short. Nice stop.
2-2. Brown staying on top of it. If that gets behind him, that sends King to the plate. This is a big spot for Murphy and Rollins as they've got someone out there in the bullpen getting ready. Ball 3. Payoff pitch with the bases full for J.D. Urso.
Well, he got 2 strikes, and now he's had 3 way up and out of the zone.
Yeah, went from 0-2 to 3-2. Not what Murphy was hoping for. Urso wasn't aggressive enough to chase, but I imagine he'll be swinging here. Payoff pitch. Driven to deep left field. There it goes. Off the wall. Landed about 20 feet short of a home run, but it'll bring 1 to the plate. It'll bring 2 to the plate. 2 RBI double for J.D. Urso.
Nice piece of hitting there. One hopped it to the wall. Right down the line.
You hit that right past Ramirez. That brings Williams and King home. Saladino to third. Urso to scoring position. The danger still present for Braden Woodburn. A turn to the heart of the Spartans' order has yielded success as they are back up by 3. Ball 1 for Woodburn outside. And that's great plate discipline by J.D. Urso to wait until he gets a pitch he likes with that full count. The 10th hit for the Spartans puts them in front by 3. The 11th hit will score 2 as well. Woodburn up the middle. Easily coming home is Urso as Saladino just had to jog 90 feet. 2 RBI single. Woodburn on board for his 3rd hit of the day, his first 2 RBIs of the day.
Well, Ashby started the inning out with a pretty well-hit fly ball. But ever since then, that was the first out. Then King with a single, Williams with a single, Saladino hit by pitch, Urso with a double, and now Woodburn with a single.
Fouled by Villegas 0-1. Tampa's capitalized on these monster innings throughout the weekend. Remember, yesterday they scored 6 in the bottom of the 7th, giving an unfortunate day for Robert Ogg on the mound. Jackie speculated his ERA was going to be pushed up to 20, and it actually is 20.57.
Okay, because it was 15 coming in.
He did get through the inning, though.
Yes.
And that's the job. He was told by Coach Joden to go out there and, just get an inning. We're already trailing by 9. Don't worry about who hits the ball. Yeah. Throw strikes. Don't waste time. That's exactly what he did. He threw strikes. His defense eventually got 3 outs. 2-1 count now to Villegas. Obviously, the instructions for Murphy were a little bit different. He entered the game with only a 5-run Spartan lead, and of course, Rollins were able to quickly score 4 in succession. But now the Spartans have 4 of their own. They're back up to a 5-run advantage as the count goes 2-2 to the left.
And where have the home runs gone today? Right field. 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing out that way.
The wind shows no sign of slowing down. Do the Spartans? Not yet. That one might stay in play for the third baseman. No, just lands a little too far away.
Close. I think it landed in the field, but he just didn't get over. We lose him behind the dugout here. You can kind of see that it juts behind the dugout about another 10, 15 feet, opens up.
Villegas foul down the line. You can definitely tell that there's a bit of wind resistance.
Yes.
For the baseballs being hit down there.
Yeah.
That's what probably robbed Urso of that home run, I think. Because
it certainly knocked it down.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, too, because it put it just a bit out of reach of Ramirez, helping it get to the ground quick enough. Villegas foul again. He is battling hard against Murphy. I'd imagine that they'd give Murphy the green light to face Russo if this isn't an inning-ending double play, but if they get to the other righty, Garavito, that's when they'd bring on a fresh arm from the bullpen. 2-2 to Murphy. Ball 3. He's had over 30 pitches now from the bullpen. He is a starter, though, so he can go the distance. But how much longer will he go today? Woodburn stays put. Fouled, picked up in the bullpen. And should note as well, the Spartans' bullpen is obstructed from view. Rollins out in the open for their bullpen. Interesting design choice from Coach Urso.
Probably a smart design choice.
Certainly is. Pickoff throw, Woodburn safe. He didn't run on the full count pitch previously. Question is, will he try his luck on the base path? Woodburn stays put. That's ball 4. 2 on, 1 away. Cole Russo headed back to the plate. Rollins warm-up continuing. And again, with a lefty at the plate, I'd keep Murphy in for this at bat if I was a coach, and then maybe make the change beforehand. Of course, Russo could just go out and hit a 3-run home run here and make me look silly. He's had some good clutch plate appearances across the season. Surprisingly quiet day, though, for him so far. He's taken it to left, he's taken it to center, and he's lined out to right. 0-1.
Boy, does he take a cut, doesn't he?
He does. The most recent lineup was hit hard, and Zentek made a nice sliding catch.
Yeah.
So he's definitely put the outfield to work today. And that is ball 1. That one broke quite a bit that time. Russo still level on the count with Murphy. 1-2. That one goes back. It is alumni weekend. It was the alumni night yesterday for Tampa. I'm pretty sure Spartan alumni are still here in the weekend and might be here for the game today.
Not as many. There were a lot of them here yesterday, maybe 100 plus.
And did Russo go? No, he did not. 2-2.
And while we have the chance, we should thank Eric Beatty and Jordan Lala for coming up here and talking to us. We got Blast from the Past with Eric from the class of '04, and a relatively current player, Jordan Lala, from class of '23.
Swing and a miss. Russo goes down for out number 2.
What do those two have in common?
Well, for
They
me,
win.
yeah, they've had some great Spartans careers, but for me and Lala, we are both part of the same graduating class for U Tampa, 2023.
But he could catch balls hit to the outfield.
Yes. He, of course, had the Kevin Kiermaier catch, one of the most historic plays in Spartan history. And
You're right.
I guessed
They are gonna
right.
Make the move, yeah.
The right-hander will come in to face Garavito. Murphy was able to get that second out via strikeout, but a call to the bullpen I think makes a ton of sense here as Murphy had give up a couple of big runs in this inning. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Spartans. Can the righty get them out of the jam? 5-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. And we're back. Now in the bullpen for Rollins and on the mound is Connor Hensley. Hensley's only had 6 innings this season. He's done a good job out of the bullpen, though. Striking out 5, walking 1.
Got a nice ERA. Comes in with a 3. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 2 earned runs, I should say, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
Notably for the Spartans and Rollins Tars, Tampa's had a better pitching staff, a full point higher amount with the ERA. Rollins has a 4.31 team ERA, Tampa 3.40. On offense is where Rollins succeeds, though, 3.31 average, 500 slugging. Tampa's got a 3.08 average and 4.77 slugging.
But I tell you what, Tampa was hitting about 290 a month ago.
Yeah, they're starting to really pick it up at the plate.
And I can imagine if I'll go to the stats, and if I look at conference stats versus season stats, I'll see a big difference.
Yeah, Tampa has shown in conference play, and they've now actually put up 24 runs across the weekend so far against Rollins. Rollins are keeping it close. They're hoping Hensley can not concede any more runs here as Garavito takes ball 1. It's been a big inning for the Spartans, a pivotal one to put them back in a comfortable lead. Check swing. Garavito did go around. Home plate umpire did have to confirm with Kevin Flay out at second base. One. Garavito floats that down the line. The wind pulls it a bit to the right. Would have scored both as the count goes 1-2. Tampa's hitting .286 with 2 outs. 2 for 7 today. Rollins have actually done a bit better. They're 3 for 7. 1-2 coming up from Hensley. Inside, and that grazed him. It'll load the bases. Puts Ashby at the plate with the bases full. That barely clipped Garavito and saved him from the 1-2 count. Ashby now ready to go. And I know Ashby is happy to face another right-handed arm. He did go deep back in the 4th against Berger. We have his home run ball right here in the booth. He also had a sac fly. He's had 3 so far today. Ball 1 outside.
You asked about the Spartans, or I brought up about the Spartans conference. You said 308 as a team, 314 conference play. Rollins at 323.
So Rollins still doing pretty well in conference play. Did a little bit better outside of conference play. Popped up. This would take a fielding mishap to keep the inning alive, but Rubens got it. So no second home runs of the game yet for Ashby. He'll instead leave the bases loaded, but Tampa already did the damage. 4 runs on 4 hits. 9-4 Spartans lead. And we'll see if Tampa makes the call to the pen to bring someone new in. And it looks like
20?
I think so. I think it might be. No, I think it's the 30th, Jacob Fletcher. And with that we'll be right back.
Okay. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Jack Ike back as Taylor Stolworthy took us through the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and the Spartans have a 9-4 lead. Jacob Fletcher coming in to pitch for the Spartans. Skylar Gonzalez leaves, holding on to that 5-run lead. Fletcher with a 1.69 ERA this year. This is appearance number 16. He's 4-0 on the year, 2 starts, and has 26 2/3 innings pitched. First pitch is fouled off. 23 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, walked 4, struck out 16. He's been used in his starts as the pitcher on the Tuesday games. The Spartans play a couple times during the season when they'll play on a Tuesday between conference games, and that he has been the starter in those and picked up a couple wins. First batter he's facing is Fury. Walk, struck out, had a base hit and scored. Ground ball foul. Fletcher is a senior from Ackworth, Georgia. By way of South Carolina, Aiken. Looks good, strike 3 call, and Fletcher knew it. Little fist pump coming off the mound. 1 down. Will they want Fletcher to go 7, 8, 9 or get him to the 9th? We'll bring up Joey Rubin. Rubin 0 for 3 today, hit into a double play in the first inning. Fouls that one back, 1-1. Fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch. Taps it foul. First base coach with the web gem. One, 2 again. Missing outside. Two. High, ball 3. And the 3-2 ground ball heading out to Saladino. Couple nice hops. Throw across. Russo with the catch. 1, 2 up, 2 down now. Ground ball. Woodburn at second. Inning is over. 7th inning done. We head to the bottom of the 7th. I should say the top of the 7th is done. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to get up and stretch. Tampa 9, Rollins 4. You're watching on TampaSpartans.tv. Bottom of the 7th we go. Tampa 9, Rollins 4. Spartans will send up number 9-1-2. That's King, Williams, Saladino. Maddox King having a big day today. 3 hits, a double, a base hit, and scored. And another base hit and scored. Solid day at the plate. Great defense in the outfield. Hensley on the mound for Rollins. They play King pretty straight. Check swing, call strike. Curveball started high, stayed high. Ball 1-1-1. Fly ball heading out towards center. Cruising over is Fury. Making the call is the right fielder Zintek, and he makes the catch. Sky high fly. 1 up, 1 down. Brings Jordan Williams to the plate. If you watch Williams when he comes up to the plate, when he bats lefty, before the pitcher starts to throw, he kind of turns, rotates his hips toward the pitcher, then takes his batting stance. Of course, he doesn't do it this time. First pitch. Call strike. Trust me, he's been doing it all season. Oh, 1, ball outside. It's interesting. You watch Williams bat. Everything's just kind of nonchalant. Takes his time. Gets into the bat, into the box, and he's so fast on the bases. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. One ball, 2 strikes now with 1 out. Hensley sets and delivers. And delivers. Ball missing outside, 2-2. Two-two pitch with 1 out. That's shot out into right field, but right into the track for Zintek for the out. Zintek had to come in about 4 steps, made the catch. Brings Nico Saladino to the plate. Playing him to pull in the outfield. First pitch down the middle for a strike. Looks at one just a little low outside. 1-1. Swing and a miss by Saladino. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. In the stretch is Hensley, even though no one's on. And the pitch. Ooh, look good, no call. 2-2. 2-2 pitch with 2 out. Missing outside. 3-2. We go full. The payoff pitch. Look good, but a little bit low, and Saladino gets the pass. He got hit by a pitch, hit in the helmet his last time up. Now he gets a walk. And that will bring J.D. Urso to the plate. Last 2 at-bats, a couple doubles. 3 RBI totaled in the 2 at-bats, and he scored the last time up. That was just last inning. A little bit low. Saladino takes a lead. A little bit low again. Wilson tried to bring it up into the zone. Umpire did not bite. Ground ball. And Hensley, I think, got a hand on it. Didn't deflect it enough as it bounced over to Whitehead, who made the throw to end the inning. 6-3. Spartans do not score. We head to the 8th. It is a 9-4 Tampa lead right here on TampaSpartans.tv. Top of the 8th inning we go. Jacob Fletcher on the mound. First pitch, a little bit inside. Around the conference, Florida Southern leading Palm Beach Atlantic. That is 6-2, and it is in the top of the 8th inning. Tampa with a 2-game lead in the conference over the Mocs of Florida Southern. Wilson at the plate. Cleanup hitter, also the catcher today. This one down the line, but foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Fletcher in the stretch. Looks good call, strike 3. Fletcher gets the strikeout, his second in 1 1/3 innings. Pizer, the first baseman, stepping to the plate.
Pizer had a late home run yesterday. Wonder if he could maybe have success with the bases empty here.
So it was a 9-4 lead when Fletcher came in. Would he be in line for any save if he were to finish this out?
If he stays until the ninth, he automatically does. Because
Okay.
3 innings to end the game from the bullpen or more, and you get a save no matter the scoreline.
Even if it's 19-1.
Yes.
Okay.
Even if you're up by like 20. If you pitch the final 3 innings of the game,
Okay.
you get the save.
All right.
I don't know if it would count if you entered like in the 4th and then you went to the 7th and it was like a run ahead, or 5th and you went to the 7th and it was like a run ahead rule, but then look at where they're putting second baseman in the outfield here on the shift.
They really did a big shift. They've done this with Pizer all weekend, but this is basically Woodburn's playing rover.
That's what they call the Joey Gallo shift, because I know teams were very aggressive in shifting against him.
3 on the first base side of second base, and Pizer tips that one foul. So it's 3-2. Matter of fact, J.D. Urso, the third baseman, almost playing behind second base. The pitch. Walked him. Was waiting for the arm to come up, but we didn't get it. Ball 4.
But yeah, to kind of continue what you had mentioned before, 3 innings in the mound or getting the save when you come in with a 3-run deficit and hold on to it, that's how you get the save. You don't normally see the final 3 innings being covered by someone. Only with a comfortable lead like this do you normally see someone pick up 3 innings out of the bullpen.
Fouled back. Zintek to the plate. A couple base hits. And he flew out to center field his last time up. Call strike on the outside corner. Gets ahead 0-2. Short lead by Pizer. Fletcher fires. Ground ball. Fletcher fields. Goes to second for 1. The relay. I think he beat it out. He did. They got the lead runner, though, as Fletcher to Saladino. Tried to go to Russo, but Zintek able to beat it out.
Yeah, this is the discipline of the Spartans infield. They know how to convert those plays. They don't make too many errors. The only error we saw was Urso just not able to get to a hard-hit ground ball earlier in the game. But Woodburn, Saladino, flawless today. And shout out Russo. That was an easy ball to pick up, but he's had some pretty impressive scoops today, including on the highlight Saladino double play.
Buckley, they had him played, and he still put it right through the middle. They had 3 on the first base side of second base, and he still found a way to get that one through, and he moves the runner all the way to third. So runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Thies coming to the plate, the third baseman.
He's very scary here because he's got a knack for getting base hits. You know, he's batting nearly 400 this season. He's definitely due for a hit in this at bat. Only 1 for 3 today.
And what does he do? He gets a base hit. That'll bring a run in. 1 hop to Maddox King. Runners will be at first and second with 2 out. And now a 9-5 game. So you called that one right on the head.
Yeah, not a surprise that it also went up the middle again. That was how majority of the hits were hit past Skyler Gonzalez, apart from that 3-run home run earlier from Whitehead, who's going to be coming up eventually. It's 9-1-2.
We'll
The
get
next
up in
3
the
due up.
9th, we hope.
Hopefully. We'd not like to see him here in the 8th.
No, something's going on. Number 9 hitter Ramirez. Runners at first and second. Ball outside. Look back at second. And the pitch. Low inside. Ramirez 1 for 3 today. Had a base hit, drove in a run. Fouls that one off. Back in the stretch. Two one. Up the middle. Does Maddox King have a play? Comes in. Has a bounce in front of him. They're going to send the runner home. Here comes the throw. A good throw, but sliding in just ahead. And it's a 9-6 game. That will not be style points for the slide, but he did touch the base.
That was such a good throw, though, by Maddox King. 2 outs. The runner's going on anything, so it's hard to get him out at home on just a nice little slow hit up the middle. But King had that on a dot. That was just the perfect throw. And if there was 1 out and they sent the runner, because there would have been a little hesitation from Buckley.
They'd have had him.
They would have had him, but he was able to just go full steam ahead, pedal to the metal, don't look behind, don't look at the third base coach, just look at home plate. That's why he reached safely, because there was nothing more King could do on that play.
He got it there. Just the runner was ahead of the play. So it's now a 9-6 game, which means the tying run comes to the plate, and Sam Militello is coming out to talk.
And if they got a call to the bullpen, there's another save opportunity. So I wonder if that'll send Alfonso out to warm up.
Now, Taylor, I've quizzed you earlier today. I don't know if people can hear the music playing. What band is this?
Is this also the Creed Water Revival?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
There we go. I was mixing up the Creed and Clear words together first, but it was 3 in a row in the middle innings between them.
Yeah.
I still can't get that name right.
Creedence
Clearwater Revival.
Revival.
Perfect. Perfect.
That was called Bad Moon Rising. Ball outside. We are at the top of the order, though. Fury at the plate. He's walked, struck out twice, and had a base hit and score. Ball outside. 2-0. Rollins does not want to go away in this one. Two-0 pitch. Looks good down the middle. It is.
Furry's had a hit and a walk sandwiched in between 2 strikeouts. 1 for 3 day.
Check swing, call strike. Thought about it, held off. Umpire made the decision for him. So it's 2-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. And 2 in. Missing outside, full count.
A great take by Furry, and you're going to get a good pitch here from Fletcher on the full count. Both runners will be going as well, so it could be very scary if this turns out to be hit number 15 for the Tars.
And the pitch, runners go. Outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded, and Rubin will come to the plate. So the tying run is now on base. Rubin steps in as an 0 for 4 day going. Fletcher in the stretch. Rubin fouls it off. Another pivotal moment in the game. Though I think Taylor, you first brought it up. I think in the second inning you said it was a big moment too, and it was when the Spartans got an out with, I think, the bases loaded at the time.
Yeah, they had a double play in a bases loaded spot, and here Fletcher needs just one out, but it'll be the most important one of the game to keep it a 3-run Spartan lead, if so.
The pitch, high, 1-1. Fletcher gets the sign. Not holding the runners on. The Spartans want to just get that ground ball and get the out. Timeout called. I think Ruben called the timeout. And now Garavito wants to go talk to his pitcher. Might be discussing. Garavito doesn't give the signs; they come in on the wrist. So it wasn't like he said do a different sequence. Back behind the plate, Ruben back in the box. Fletcher in the stretch. 1-1 pitch. Call strike 2. I think some cat calls from the Rollins fans. That was on the outside corner.
Can't argue with City Hall.
1-2 pitch. That one's hit out into right field. It's going to fall. Ashby goes down and makes the catch. Sliding. It really helped to be a lefty on that play because it was on the right side of the body where the mid is, and he slid, made the catch, ends the inning. They get 2 to cut it to 9-6, but Ashby with a game saver there, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 9-6, Tampa on top on TampaSpartans.tv.
I can get the ball sense.
Bottom of the 8th inning we go. A nice play by Lenny Ashby to keep any more damage. Bases were loaded, and he went diving down, sliding down, and got the mid out there to make the catch. It helped being a lefty because it was on the right side.
By the way, we got an update from Rollins. Tampa won the first softball game, 6-2.
Good.
Gail House has her ERA improve a little as she gives up 1 earned run over 6 innings. She entered today with a sub-1 ERA, I still believe.
Wow.
Her and the Spartans softball staff still doing incredible this season.
Woodburn at the plate. Ooh, inside. Ducks out of the way. It's now in the bottom of the 8th inning in Florida Southern in Lakeland, a 7-4 Florida Southern lead over Palm Beach Atlantic. Ball a little bit high inside again. 9-6 here, bottom of the 8th. That Florida Southern game still bottom of the 8th. They started at noon. We started at 1. Woodburn right up the middle and makes Hensley do a little dance to get out of the way.
It's been a really great day for Woodburn. That's his 4th hit. He's even brought home 2 RBIs. Did so back in the 6th inning.
Ricardo Villegas to the plate. If the Spartans want to add to the lead, feel free. Villegas waits, shows bunt, gets it down, but foul. Hensley back in the stretch. Woodburn with a lead at first. He goes. Bunt is down. That's going to move them. They're going to have to go to first. They do get the out, but the sacrifice moves Woodburn over to second.
Notice on that play, there were 3 players running to third base, and that was because earlier today, on a Jordan Williams sacrifice bunt, King had the open base at third and took the extra trip to advance 90 feet further around the base path. That situation was what prompted the Rollins defense to make sure that was covered like crazy that time around.
I think that's about the second time this year we've seen that, where nobody has covered third on a bunt that was bunted to the third baseman. And the Spartan player was heads up and took the base. Cole Russo now at the plate. And the pitch. Russo fouls it off. There are 7 people standing in the Rollins bullpen. No one is throwing, though. 4 of them look like security guards. Strike 3 call. Russo doesn't like the call and strides back to the dugout.
That's an important strikeout there for Hensley. Just give a little bit less pressure for him for this bottom of the 8th. He wants to keep it a 3-run game, give Rollins a really good shot to not have to do too much in the top of the 9th.
So Garavito now to the plate. A base hit will send Woodburn across, more than likely. First pitch, call strike. In the 9th inning, Rollins will send up Whitehead, Wilson, Pizer. Whitehead, 2 for 4, a home run, 3 RBI. A look back at Woodburn, the pitch. Garavito watches it and gets the call. It's a ball low. 2-1. Ground ball going out to short. Whitehead guns it across. We will head to the top of the 9th inning with Tampa holding on to a 9-6 lead right here on TampaSpartans.tv. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Spartans up 9-6 over the Rollins Tars. Jack and Taylor with the game. We've got a doubleheader. About 30 minutes, 40 minutes after this one, we'll play game 2.
By the way, got to interrupt real quick, mention something, a little trivia of my own.
Okay.
Dylan Volantis, a player with Texas baseball, in a recent game against Kentucky, was able to get a broken bat in an NCAA matchup. A broken aluminum bat on an incredible fastball inside.
That had to be a bat with a flaw in it, probably.
Probably, but...
Wow. You don't see that much.
Pretty much not at all.
No.
I mean, normally, of course, you see the wooden bats get broken from time to time, but not metal ones.
No.
They aren't designed to do that.
Nope. Leading off is Whitehead. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch is a strike. One pitch. Fletcher, third inning of relief. Throws it outside, gets away, but no harm. Two-one pitch. Fly ball. Maddox King waiting in center, shields his eyes, comes in, makes the catch. That was sky high. Tough outfield, too, because there's not a cloud in the sky.
There certainly isn't, so it's hard to kind of look up there, but King, Ashby, and Williams have done great defense all day there. From the previous inning, Ashby made one of the plays of the game on that sliding catch with the bases loaded.
Brings Wilson to the plate now. And he pops one up, heading out into short right. A nice catch by Braden Woodburn for the second out. Fletcher in line to pick up his third save of the season. And now Pizer to the plate, and that big shift on one more time. Saladino to second. Woodburn to Rover. And he hits it into left field and chases Williams back, but he makes the catch to win the game for Tampa. Goes opposite field, but he put it in the outfield where the Spartans had numbers. And the Spartans win it 9-6, the final score. And Tampa wins its 31st game of the season and goes to 15-2 in conference play, 31-6 overall. Rollins now 13-7, 24-12 for the season overall. The winning pitcher, Skylar Gonzalez, goes to 5-1 on the year. And the losing pitcher is Nick Berger, who is now 8-2. He's gotten a decision in every game he's pitched this year, so he stays around and gets decisions, but falls to 8-2. The Spartans, 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and Rollins, 6 runs, 14 hits, and a couple errors. Nice play by Lenny Ashby, had a 2-run homer, and also a big play in the outfield when the game was still in the balance. So, Taylor, we got a doubleheader coming up. Jake Stipp will get on the mound, and we'll see if we can get the sweep.
For sure. And by the way, that's the third save this season for Jacob Fletcher. He entered the game with a 5-run lead, turned to a 3-run lead, but because Fletcher went 3 innings, automatically picks up his third save of the season.
All right, we'll count it. So we will be back in about 45 minutes, maybe 4:15 or so. We'll have Game 2 coming up. So for Taylor, this is Jack. Shane, thanks for sitting in with us. I asked him a couple questions, but he just kind of nodded. We won't give him a microphone yet. All right, the Spartans win it. 9-6 the final. You've been watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv.